Hey guys, Pokecedgo here, and welcome back to another YouTube Lewis scripting videos. Today I'm going to show you a simple drag system that I made. Typically, when a player dies, it goes into Ragdoll, and other players can, drag him across the floor. But eventually the player will respawn, which you can customize yourself how long they can stay Ragdoll for. But besides that, you can just drag the player, put him in the trunk, and cast it onto the. I'm kidding. All right, so let's test it out. So when you get the model, you'll see this. You're gonna put the folder here. Here, go to the storage. It just has the remote events. Um, these two scripts, service, and the drag GUI and the start GUI. That's it. You can delete this, and we're ready to test. So let me show you a quick demo. So while that loads, all right. So we do this, and I'm gonna go to the. It's gonna be. There we go. All right. So here we go. All right. So the thing about this is also when player dies and somebody's already dragging him, another player can drag that player. It'll look like two players can just drag in opposite directions, so only one player can drag him at a time. So let's say I die. This is also for R15 only, by the way. But if you want it R6, just change everything in every single script that says upper torso to torso. So let's say that player dies. He goes into ragdoll. Now I can do is, it's a dead body here. And just hover over his torso, click E, and I can drag him. I can also release him, but I can still drag him again, like that. And eventually, you can just keep releasing. Hold on. Oop, oop. There you go. Oh my gosh. Ah, I can't get it right. Okay, you get the method. Alright, so, see the player respawns eventually. So just that, vice versa as well. I guess if this player dies, I get here. I can drag player, release, drag, release, drag, release, drag, release. I just toss them in there. Alright, so you get the method. Alright, so how the script works. You have to do best space because ignore the fact that's the part. That's the mesh part. Um Anyways, alright, so let me show you how it's made. So the main components you guys are going to need to know is first is a simple ragdoll script. Just when a player dies, it just changes every like it gets every motor 6Ds in the character itself and has like ball points, ball sockets instead. So that's just how Ragdoll works, and it destroys every more 60s and replaces it with a wall socket. That's why it's all wobbly and stuff. The simple Ragdoll script, you can just put that there. Alright, so the main script first, game nucleus player added. Typically, this line here is it just gets every single thing here and pastes, like clones it and puts it in the player's torso. If you want it R6, change every single upper torso into torso in this script. There's also other scripts to change it, but just change everything upper torso to torso if you want R6. The respawn time is how long you want the player to typically stay ragdoll for. So if you want them to stay for so after 30 seconds they can respawn, or you just make it like 10 seconds. So maybe we pick them up for like 10 seconds, but they respawn eventually. So that's that. Gain replica swords also. Okay, first let's go to here. So that's that. So next thing you're gonna do is pretend it clones everything here into the upper torso of the player. So in here it'll be disabled. So it's this simple mouse over enter, mouse over leave. So when a player clicks over torso, the upper torso, it will just show the E or just disappears if they go up like out of it. This is done through firing remote events called activate and deactivate, which is typically called in GUI over here. Activate, which just shows the E thing, the E that you see in the upper torso when you hover over it, locally, so no other players can see it. Same thing with deactivate, it removes it. It makes it visible because false to the player. However, when it is activated and it changes the death body to a string to the player of the dead body, really, and make has body equals false. It's no, it's a false, like false right now. It only activates when you start carrying the body. But it makes start equals true. So these two change in value, the name of the player that you're dragging, and the signal for that you're hovering over a body. So once that, same thing, if you go out of it, it'll reset everything. But if those two conditions are met, when the player presses E and the start value equals true, that means you're hovering over a body. Fire a remote event called rope, which I'll show you in a second. Has body equals true and makes a text label equals to true. So that's the thing that says R for release. If you want to change the keybinds for releasing or for dragging, just change this to any letter you want, E and R. So that's that. Um, Also for the R, it'll check if has body equals true. That means you're already dragging. You don't want them to press R when they're not even dragging the body. So it'll check if has body equals true. It makes the has body value equals false. Fires the remote event rope redact, which typically destroys the rope, so it stops dragging the player. Makes text label equals false, and script the brand that death body value equals true. Equals nothing. That means there's no player selected anymore. Alright, so one virus rope, one virus rope redact, which is in the script. Rope it just makes that back activation distance so nobody can see the click detector. Well, you don't really see it anymore, but nobody because bugs know. But you know, like hover the player and you see that. Same thing for the upward torso, drag on the device. So this gives this an upper torso. It makes that value to the person dragging the player, which makes it so that no other players can drag that player. If I go to the script, you'll see it'll check if script append the drag on or the value equals to nothing. That means nobody owns that player, nobody's dragging it. If that means when the rope is made, this value will have a value. That means the other player can drag that player. So yeah, then it just makes a simple rope constraint inside the player to the character's hand, to the torso, to the player dragging his hands. You can change this to the length. You can change this to 5, 10, 20. That's how far you want the ragdoll body how far away you want the ragdoll body away from the player carrying it. So if you want them to have like a long, you just drag the player from a far distance, you can just increase the rope. But if you want them close, just change it to like 5 or a low value. I suggest you don't put it below 5 because I don't know, it'll probably glitch it or something. Like if it's too close. And of course, make the rope visible as true. Same thing for the rope redact when you press R. You don't need this here, but gets the right hand, goes to the right hand of the player and find the rope constraint, destroys it, which destroys the rope. Change the drag owner value to nothing, so the player can be, dragged again, if until they respawn, they're draggable again. And change the click detector to 10. That means these two just makes it so they can be dragged again, really. And that's it. That's the entire script. Nothing too complicated. And I don't know, you can use it for any game you want. Like, Feed the Facility has this thing, I think. And some of those piggy-like games, you can just drag the body. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed this video. So come on, I'll see you guys all next time. Peace out.